Hi, it's Pastor Andy again with another daily update. And by now, you may have heard that Atchison County has basically made a proclamation that we stay at home. I'm recording this just shortly after we received that announcement ourselves. And I know one of the things that we were hoping for is to be able to meet on Resurrection Sunday for services, and people kind of got their hopes up when President Trump made the comment about being back to somewhat normal by then. And while it's not my call to truly make that decision, the reality is that we probably shouldn't. And I know many churches are having or at least talked about whether they'll do it now or not, have a drive-in theater type of service. And I think that's fine. I know our people. I know our people are going to want to get out of the car and talk, or put down their windows and talk. And I don't know that that's the best solution for us at this time. I know one of the things that I talked about with one deacon was the opportunity to open up the church for prayer, like we did last July, where we had 24 hours of prayer, and I think we can still do that. And maybe we do that on Resurrection Sunday. I'll be processing that more in the next couple of days and let you know. But the reality is coming to the church, while it is helpful, and I've said before, the church is like a hospital for our faith. It's not deemed essential right now from that perspective. And I'm not worried about that. I don't think the government is cracking down upon churches by any stretch. I think the government is telling people, not the church, all people, stay out of groups of 10 for the sake of others. And for me, this is an idea of loving your neighbor as yourself. We want to take care of ourselves. We should want to take care of our neighbors. And if I don't know that I'm sick and yet I can pass this on, or you don't know that you're sick and you can pass it on, and as they're estimating, each person passes it to 2.5 people. Some things just aren't worth it right now. And that doesn't mean that we're not a church, but we also have to be careful to say, well, of course, we're not meeting at the church, but we are still the church, and we are. But at the same point, how we are the church right now is also different. We can't go out and serve the way we should be serving. We can serve by writing letters. We can serve by calling our neighbor. I mean, there are things that we can do, but the reality is that being the church now looks differently than it would have a month ago. And we also don't want to be that organization, that church that gets publicity for all the wrong reasons. Like Liberty University has recently allowed their people back, into some of the students back, and guess what? They contracted the virus. Or like the pastor in Tampa, who has still been meeting, was arrested yesterday. A warrant was put out for his arrest, and he was arrested. I've said before that I don't want to be arrested, but the reality is if I'm arrested for preaching the gospel, then that's one thing. But if I'm arrested for not following civil authorities on what seems to be a very practical matter, not because they're telling me not to preach the gospel, again, that's one thing. But to say, meeting right now isn't probably the best in the interest of the people. Well, do we want that kind of press? And I don't want that kind of press. That's the wrong kind of press to get. So anyway, we're not making a decision on Resurrection Sunday right now, but because that's not mine to make, but we will be making one soon. But I want to leave you with another thought, because we don't know when we're going to meet again. So this is not a pause for the church. A pause means that when you hit play again, you just resume right where you were. And we don't know when we're going to pick back up, but this is a chance for a reset. And we need to think about how the early church started from scratch, and kind of go back to that as best we can. I think it's ironic that while we can't meet today together, they gathered in homes daily at that point in time. And so, but what does a reset mean for Fairfax Baptist Church, or for the church in general? And while I can't answer that, I want to give you a little bit of hope in a backhanded way, to a degree. We don't know when this is going to end. But again, when Trump said a couple of weeks ago, he hoped aspirationally that everything would be getting back to normal by Easter, people got their hopes up, and now their hopes are dashed. So what if I said, bear with me, what if I said we are going to meet for Labor for the Sunday on Labor Day weekend? And that's when we're going to start again. Now, I don't know that. It might be later than that. But here's what I do know. If we say, well, hey, we'll see the first Sunday of May and we can't meet again, we're going to be disappointed. But if we say that we are going to meet on Labor Day, and we're able to meet May 17th, we're going to be excited. We're going to meet June, whatever, I think it's June 1st or whatever the first Sunday of June is. We'll be excited. So you know what? We're going to meet Labor Day. And anytime before that is wonderful. And what I think we should do is we're going to forego a lot of formalities, and we're just going to sing, because we haven't been able to sing in a group. We're going to be able to praise. We're going to pray. We're going to thank God. We're going to do all those things. And maybe, just maybe, we don't do it as Fairfax Baptist Church. And we'll talk to the other churches as well. Maybe we do it as the church in Fairfax, and really have a time of celebration for what the Lord has done. And the reality is, you might not know. You might not be there that day. I might not be there that day. We don't know what's going to happen, but we didn't know what was going to happen before this virus. The virus has just brought a few things more to light. But whoever is there, let's praise God for getting us through this, for allowing us to have this chance of reset, for having a chance to move forward as a church, and to be the church going forward. The church deployed, as many people say, we're deployed in isolation now, but let's deploy as a group in the future. So that's my update for today. Tomorrow we'll have our normal Bible study. I'll have a short part at the beginning, maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and then I like to look forward to Q&A. We are going to do that on YouTube again, because not everybody has Facebook at Fairfax Baptist Church, but we'll put a link on Facebook that you could get to that as well. And Susan and I did try to find a way that we could stream to both places at the same time, and there are solutions for that, but they're just not cost effective, since we're trying to save money as a church right now. So one last thought, finance team did meet yesterday, and we're looking at the option of online giving. Not saying that'll be in place for this week, but it probably will be by next week, if not this week, but we'll send out an announcement if that happens as well. So I look forward to being with you again, whenever that is, Labor Day or before. But in the meantime, just take care of yourself. We'll take care of ourselves, and God will see us through this.